Hello YouTube world, my name is Nicholas Montez, and you're watching my YouTube channel, Nicholas Montez. Welcome back to the YouTube channel, everybody. I'm so excited to have y'all back here together again. Now, in today's video, we're not going to be doing something like usual. We're actually going to be doing a theme park video, but it's not going to be, you know, Disney World related. Matter of fact, the Disney World videos are actually going to be done for because there's not really much I can really think of. So with that said, I'm just going to be doing lists and other related things that are related to theme parks, just not on Disney World. I mean, when I go to Disney World and I make vlogs, I'm still going to post them, but I'm not going to be doing anything Disney World related when it comes to lists and stuff, because I just can't really think of anything else to put out there. But I wanted to do a bit of a park review of... And maybe I'll do like a park review or something for Disney World, my real thoughts on the parks themselves. But for right now, we are going to be going over my review for Universal Islands of Adventure, because this past Thursday, I went there on a school field trip, end of the year field trip. And I want to talk about it because I have some things to talk about it. So first off, let's just say, what do I think about the look of the park? I think that the park looks amazing. From it almost feels like I'm in a big Magic Kingdom where you have Fantasyland. You have all these different lands, and they're all perfectly themed into something different, unique, and I love that. Granted, I will say this, as I was there, I only went on one ride. I only went on one ride, which I'll talk about in just a little bit. But what were my thoughts on going to the park? I thought it was pretty good. I mostly sightseed. I only went on one ride. I didn't really do anything. I used money to buy water and my lunch. I didn't do anything else. I pretty much was walking around and sightseeing. But let me tell you why I didn't go on anything, and that's because I had this plan where I was going to meet up with some of my friends, and then invite some of my other friends to meet up with them, so that way we can all do things together, because this is like the last end of the year event that's happening, and I wanted to use it to my best of the abilities and do a lot of fun stuff. Unfortunately, that's not really the way the plan turned out, because those other people went on their separate ways, and plus, even when I tried meeting back up with them, it just did not work out. So, granted, I still met up with some people that were nice and kind, so good thing I did that. But yeah, it was just so crazy because they were going all over the place, and it was just crazy. But first, let's just talk about the individual islands themselves. So, you enter the park, and you basically start off with the Marvel Superhero Island, which of course, I'm a huge fan of Marvel. If you see my whole room, it's Marvel themed. The Marvel logo in the background, it's all there. And I personally just loved the way that this whole area looked like a comic book. You see Captain America throwing his shield at MODOK, and Thor behind him, and then you see like a little bit of a billboard thing of Wolverine. Then you see like Magneto and Kingpin, and then you see like this little circle, and you have like all these characters like Captain America's team and all of that, and it was really cool. And then you even have like a comic book gift shop where you have like all these cool statues, and they, you know, the expensive artifacts from Marvel stuff. Personally for me, and then of course, even though you of course have rides like the Incredible Hulk, which was a kind of a major ride because we had 2 meetups to do. One was at like 1 o'clock, and then the other was 6, which that's the time we had to. We were planning. We had to leave. And then of course you got like Doctor Doom's Fearfall, but we have one specific ride that is there, and that's the only ride I rode, and the one and only ride that I rode there, which was The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. And you're probably thinking that I went on this ride because I love Marvel, and honestly, I rode this ride twice. I rode it twice because I was like, I went on it after I finished my lunch, right? And then, I didn't care anymore. I just wanted to go on the ride because, like, I'm tired of waiting. Let me just go on the ride. I mean, who knows if I'll find it ever again. It doesn't matter. But then, thankfully, I found some other people that were from the school because they were wearing a pink shirt, and everyone was wearing a pink shirt that went to our school. So we got on the ride, and from every second, the whole ride is just amazing. Like, from the visuals, from the 3D effects, like when Electro is shocking you, like you feel it. And especially like the performance of the character of Electro is just amazing. And even like, when Scream is coming at you, you feel it. Or even when, Hydro Man is splashing water at you, you felt it. Technically, I felt it a lot because I believe I was in the front row. And then even when like Hobgoblin throws a bomb and then he like fire, and then he blows it at us, and then fire blows above us, you feel the heat. And even when Doc Ock has like a little fire thing coming out of his metal octopus arm, like you feel the heat, and I'm like, oh, I love this. This feels exactly like I did what we did back at other Disney World rides like Mickey's Filler Magic. And I loved how I actually felt in. I was actually in on the action, and I love that. And I never really felt that way in the Disney World rides, because they're not really about that. They're more about just having fun and relaxing. That's kind of why I like Disney World's rides a little bit more. Granted, I can't judge because I haven't really rode in anything here, but Disney World rides, I love the way that they're doing that. They make them, relaxing but at the same time fun. But this ride, you actually feel like you're in on the action, and I love that. And for me, I feel like that this is a ride that makes me prove that I feel like this is something that I feel like Disney World should do more of making rides, of making you feel like you're in on the action. And this ride did it perfectly. But then at the same time, you could also have fun with the Spider-Man antiques. I mean, sure. And also, one of my complaints about Disney World is that they just don't have a lot of Marvel stuff in there. Granted, they do have, like in Epcot, they do have this, like, Thor little museum. And they are they're making a Guardians, they are going to be opening this week, Guardians of the Galaxy ride. A Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster. But that's not really the best thing, because you have so many characters. I mean, like, you can just imagine how many franchises of Marvel Disney is promoting right now. But they're not going to make a ride. Like Disneyland. Disneyland has Avengers Campus. They have like a whole Spider-Man ride, and they're even bringing characters like Sam Wilson's Captain America and Moon Knight in. But they're not going to bring in any other characters. Like even throughout the park when I was there, I saw Captain America and Wolverine walking through the street. And then I even saw a meetup to take a picture with Spider-Man. I'm like, that's awesome! And usually we don't see that. So I loved the Spider-Man ride. It was absolutely incredible. And the fact that I rode it twice, I think both times were amazing. And when I go back to Universal again, because this is actually a park I'm planning to actually go there instead of Disney World. Not saying I'm going to get rid of the Disney World tickets, but it's definitely something I want to do with my family. But we'll talk about that later. So yeah, Marvel Superhero Island definitely ate up. Definitely took lots of pictures. Definitely was a part of the park that I loved. Then you get the Blue Lagoon, and I have to say, this is where you kind of get into more of the comic book strip stuff, where Marvel Superhero Island was more of the Marvel comic book stuff. This is more of the comic strip, the more classic comic books, not really the superhero stuff. I even saw like Popeye. Granted, I don't know who that character is, but he called me his twin. I actually appreciated that. I was like, I have no idea. I have no relation to this character, but hey, I actually like that the characters treat me like that. So that was pretty fun. And honestly, with the Blue Lagoon, but other than the little comic book stuff and the colorfulness, I have to say, this little area felt more like a water park than an actual like part of the park. I don't know why, it just didn't really feel like great to me. And I don't do water rides, so if anything, this will probably be, if I was doing a trip by myself, this will probably be the area I would go to the least. So, but that's just my opinion. So then we get to the Kong area, and this is a pretty cool area because, you get the King Kong ride, and this is a ride that I wanted to go on for so long because I haven't seen the King Kong 2005 film. I want to watch it. It's definitely a film that's on my radar, but I have seen the scene where King Kong is saving the girl from the dinosaurs, and honestly, it's so cool. It is so massive. Like when he breaks the jaw of the dinosaur, it's literally King Kong meets Jurassic Park. That's basically what it is. And I've seen what the ride is. It's a simulator, and you're in the much like Spider-Man, you're in on the action of going down these vines and King Kong fighting these dinosaurs and breaking the jaw, and then you even get to see him like a full face of it, and I'm like, I wanted to go on this, but it was delayed, and I wish I could have gone on it. Then you get to the actual area of Jurassic Park, and this is another area that I was a little bit weirded out because pretty much everything that they had here was something I can't go on. The boat ride I can't go on because I don't do water rides, and the other ride, Velocicoaster, I can't do because it goes upside down, and it just makes me feel, I watched it on YouTube, it makes me dizzy. I can't do that. So then we get into the Harry Potter world, and this is actually the area that I didn't really venture into that as much, but when I go back to Universal, I definitely am going to go back and experience it and definitely ride those rides, because a lot of people said that they were good. And then the final one is the Seuss World, which, if you know, I'm not like a huge fan of Dr. Seuss's, stories, but I have seen some of his films like Horton Hears a Who, The Grinch, The Lorax. I have seen a couple of episodes of the animated series Cat in the Hat show from like PBS Kids. And so I'm a fan of Dr. Seuss stories. I'm a fan of Dr. Seuss's world in characters. And honestly, much like Blue Lagoon, this area is more colorful, as you have all these characters and stuff. And honestly, the ride I really wanted, much like the King Kong ride, I wanted to go on the Cat in the Hat ride. And even a person on Instagram that I saw, they videotaped one of the scenes from the ride, and I'm like, you're so lucky. I wanted to go on that ride, but I couldn't. I mean, I could, but like, I wanted to go get lunch, and I was with the adults. So yeah, that's my overview thing of the park, and I would say my least favorite parts of the park are Blue Lagoon and Jurassic Park. Not saying Jurassic Park is bad, it's just there's just nothing there that I can really do. I guess you could say there's a couple food places and sightseeing I can do, but as a ride place, no, not as much. My top places are Seuss World, probably Harry Potter, and Marvel. That's probably my top ones. But right now, Marvel's definitely my favorite. So, now I'm just going to answer the question, is it worth going with a family? Absolutely. I know I may have not done anything, but at least I sightseed, and I've seen a lot of good things, and heard a lot of cool things. So, that's pretty much my experience. Yeah. So that's my review for Universal. I really want to go back there again. I want to go on that Spider-Man ride again. Boy, I gotta tell you, I'm still obsessed with that ride. I absolutely loved it. So, yeah, that's my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All my social media stuff is in the about section over there. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.